Hey there, everybody. It's Fred Thomas, and you are watching Rideable TV, the home of Frame and Wheel, 80 bikes, and all things bike. And I'm going to do a bike tour on this Parlee TTi frame set. But before I do that, Frame and Wheel is the leading full-service provider of reselling services for cyclists, bike shops, bike teams, bike companies, and cycling-related nonprofit organizations. And if you have got a basement full of cycling gear and you want to get it sold and you don't have the time, and you're watching this and saying, wow, this sounds pretty interesting. There's this guy who's going to sell it for me, but I don't even know him, and he's up in Maine, which is 1,000 miles, and I don't think I really want to put my gear in a box and send it to him. I understand. What we're talking about here is pretty uncertain stuff. I mean, who's going to put all their cycling equipment in a box and send it to some guy in Maine and have him sell it? That's a tough sell. That's something new. But the fact is that this economy, this global economy, internet, social media, all that stuff, this kind of business is becoming more mainstream. And I'm as surprised about it as you are. You can look at TJ Maxx, you can look at the Real, these publicly listed companies that do pretty much the same thing that Frame and Wheel does. But on a scale that's much bigger, and only because consumers have gotten used to the idea of putting stuff in a box and sending it to people to sell for them. So what I'm suggesting is that if you got stuff and you want to get it sold and you're still a little bit nervous about it, let's just do it in small steps. Reach out to me, explain your situation, and maybe just put a couple cranksets, in a box, maybe some pedals, something small, just small. We start small, send it over, we'll get it sold, and you get a feel for how the process works. You know, the amount of work you got to do, the return that you get, and it will feel less uncertain. And you know, we can from there we can go to wheels and frame sets, and even then we can make it easy. We can send you the labels. We can even send you a box. And if we've got all sorts of programs that make it easy and not intimidating for you. So I feel you. What we're talking about is uncertain stuff, and I'm here to make it easy and to help you get your gear sold so you can raise the cash that you want and need to buy more gear, or to go out for dinner, or buy bagels, or just do whatever. Enough of that. All right, let's talk bikes. This is a Parlee TTi carbon time trial frame set. I mean, Parlee doesn't make them anymore. It's a modern day classic, but I really like this frame because it's a great frame set. It's a really nice frame set that can be built up into a really fast time trial bike. And I'm all about time trials, and any kind of frame set that is easy to work on, easy to build up, is my kind of time trial frame set. And this is a great example of that. And it's more than that. So let's spec it up. This one here is a medium tall. I mean, Parlee does medium, large, medium, tall, large, tall, all this. It's a 56 centimeter distance. That gives you a sense of the size. Maybe someone who's 5'11", 6'1", it's in there somewhere. It weighs 2.4 kgs, or 5 pounds and 3 ounces. And that's with the seat post and integrated brakes. It's pretty light. Head tube, 14 centimeters. We got an effective top tube of 54 centimeters from the BB center to the center rails at minimum insert is 79 centimeters. So that gives you a sense of the sizing. We're running an English thread bottom bracket, almost unheard of nowadays, right? And now it's all press fit and all that. But English thread works very well. One of the features includes the adjustable seat clamp on the seat post. It has a variable setting, so you can move it all the way forward to get an 80-degree seat tube angle, or you can push it all the way back and get a 75 seat tube angle. So in theory, you know, the hardcore time trialists, they like to have their 80-degree seat tubes, and the triathlon guys who got to go 110 miles on their time trial bike, they like a little more relaxed. So, you know, Parlee was ahead of their time, or on the cutting edge when it came to introducing that feature. We've got a straight 1 1/8 inch steer tube. This one is 20 centimeters long. I don't think it's been cut. And we've got a braze-on front derailleur and integrated brakes. I mean, this was at the time when manufacturers were trying to cheat the wind, and one way of doing that was to take the brakes and move them from the front and put them behind the forks, and also hide them down here. I don't really know if that made a big difference. Usually it's the person on the bike that makes all the difference when it comes to aerodynamics, and the helmet and the wheels. But if you follow the sort of the Team Sky law of margins, you know, all this stuff adds up. And yeah, I think that's true. But it looks cool, and I'm sure it makes a difference. And these are direct mount TRP brakes. They actually work. They will stop you. And being able to stop is pretty. It's just as important as being able to go when it comes to time trials. This frame set is dual mechanical Di2. So if you got a Di2 group, you can run that. And if you're more comfortable with mechanical, you can also do that. That gives you that added flexibility. And what else can I say? I think Parlee, they had to have been among the first to introduce the stealth decals, right? Sort of the glossy black on the nude carbon. I don't think this is quite nude. It's sort of a black finish. It seems to work. It has that stealth fast feel and look to it. This frame set is in great shape. It was lightly used. The owner must have raced it for a couple seasons, and then it's been in storage for the past couple years. And it is listed on the Frame and Wheel eBay store. If it speaks to you, grab it, make it yours, build it up into a time trial bike or triathlon bike. It's a great discipline, you know, being able to time trial. That's just money in the bank, as they say. It's confidence for the breakaway. It can make all the difference in a stage race. It's also a great way to sort of break up the routine of riding. You know, you got your 50-mile loop that you ride every other day, and you get one of these things with some aero wheels, and you can turn a 20-mile loop into something that feels like a 70-mile loop. Because, you know, if you're suited up with a helmet and the aero wheels and discs and all that, you can't just be coasting around. People will notice. You got to be going hard. Anyway, I'm digressing. This frame set, it's on our store. Make it yours. We ship free. We ship the day you buy it. That's all I got. Thanks so much for watching.